Done with you. Done with you. Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. It is yoga day. And I'm glad to finally get started. I woke up at 2:30. You know, it's one of those mornings you wake up, it's like, I'll go back to bed. And then you're just like awake. And I'm probably awake because I'm thinking I'm on the road today. I'm going to be driving 9 hours to Alabama, and I'll be live streaming from there tomorrow. So I was just kind of trying to remember everything I need to remember. But anyhow, so I've been waiting for this moment for 6.5 hours. Been waiting to meet y'all. So thanks for tuning in. So we're going to actually start with just our traditional yoga type class, and then we'll finish up with the foam rolling. So have your foam rollers nearby and your balls if you've got some of those. So come into an extended child's pose stretch. So this is a great place to start your practice. So the knees are out wide, toes are touching in back. Am I still focused? I hope I am. Walk your hands out in front. Walk. Take a big inhale breath right here. And then exhale breath, push your hips back, drop your head down and just breathe. Allow the elbows to drop down to the mat. You can even drop your forehead down to the mat as well. And just relax your belly. Go ahead and let it hang out. No holding in, tightening it. Just let the breath push that belly naturally outwards. And in. And a big inhale breath. And long exhale breath out. Push your hips back farther. Maybe shimmy your hips a little bit from side to side there. So there's a little wiggling, a little wagging of your tail if you had one. Feels good on those inner thighs, right? So as those hips glide from one side to the other, you should feel one inner thigh muscle getting a little bit more stretch because you're kind of dropping one pelvis down. And then push your hips way back. Drop your head down, inhale breath, and exhale it out. Good, now press your palms down, straighten the arms, lift your head up and look up, inhale. On the exhale breath, take your left hand, stack it on top of the right hand, and then as you push the hips back, you're going to turn to look underneath the right arm and drop your left shoulder down, and just breathe right here. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and then slowly come back up. And then just set the left hand there, inhale breath. And then on the exhale, now the right hand goes over there, right on top of the left. And then as you look underneath your left arm, drop that right shoulder down towards the mat. And keep pushing those hips back. Should feel good. My back has already popped a few times. It's just like you're lengthening that spine. You're creating space in between each vertebrae, relieving pressure on those nerves. Another inhale breath. Exhale it out. Good, and then coming back up. Let's walk the hands way out there in front. Inhale. On the exhale breath, you're going to drop the forearms and elbows down. You're going to flip the palms up. Drop your head behind your elbows and then bend the elbows, reach the fingertips down the back of the neck. Wonderful tricep stretch here. So you're trying to press your lats down towards the floor. Take a big inhale breath here. Exhale it out. Good, release those hands back out, flip the palms over. Press down to lift up, inhale. On the exhale breath, walk the hands underneath your shoulders, bring your knees together. Inhale breath, belly drops, head up. So you're going to gaze forwards there, draw the shoulders away. Exhale, round the back, gaze between the legs there. Inhale breath, belly drops, head up. Exhale breath, round your spine. So you're pointing the tail down, you're drawing the belly inwards. Last time, inhale breath, extension of the spine, head up. Exhale breath, flexion of the spine. Now hold it here. You're looking right between the knees. Wonderful stretch all across that upper back and on down to the low back. Good, now just come back into flat back. tabletop position. You're going to stretch the right leg and the left arm out. So inhale, breath, lengthening here. Exhale, breath. Bend your right knee, lift your head up, and then sweep this arm back here. So if this is as far as you can get, that's totally fine. Just kind of hang out there. If you can grab a toe or a foot or an ankle or even your pants, grab whatever you can. And just not a max stretch. We're going to do 2 more, so just kind of get there. Good. Now inhale, breath, reach back out nice and straight. Exhale, bend the knee again, head up, reach that arm back, grab a hold, flex your foot now, and then if you can, push it up a little higher, straighten that right arm. And then release slowly, one more time. Inhale, breath, reaching out. And then exhale, flex your foot, grab a hold, and then lift the foot up, straighten the arm, and then gently turn your head to look over your left shoulder to the back. And breathe. And then release. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale. Now place your left hand in front of the right, way out there. Bring your right knee underneath and then set your knee right in between those hands. Foot is off that mat. Drop your hips and just collapse down. You can walk those elbows forwards and then shift a little bit from side to side here. Should feel good. So you're just kind of moving through that pigeon stretch. Find that sweet spot. You can hang out and be still, or you can move. Don't ever feel like you have to be totally static. Sometimes you want to find where it feels really good, just where your body needs it. Take a big inhale breath right here. Exhale it out. One more time, inhale breath. Exhale. Good, now slide the hands back in right beside your knee. Press up, inhale breath. Tuck the toes under and back and then straighten your leg out. Exhale, breath, step back into downward facing dog and walk it out. So we just shift the weight back and forth from one foot to the other. Working through those arches of your feet, stretching your calves, stretching your Achilles tendons. Good, now super straight legs, feet together, melt those heels down to the back of the mat. Super straight arms, spread the fingers wide and then press your chest back towards your thighs. You can do a little back and forth like that, kind of a little pumping action. Or you can just get there and stay there, whatever feels good for you. Again, it's always about listening to your body. And if the down dog is too much, just drop down to the knees, coming into child's pose and hang out for as long as you want. Good, now let's just drop back down into tabletop position. We're gonna do all that on the other side. So you ready? Here we go. It's left leg and then right arm reaching out. Inhale, breath, nice long straight line. On the exhale breath, you're gonna bend the knee. You're gonna sweep this arm back, lift the head up. So once again, you might just be here every time. That's totally fine. You can just be there. It's still about balancing and core strength, or grab your toe, foot, ankle, or your pants, and then just a little bit of a lift. Not much. We got 2 more to go. Release gently. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot, head up and reach back. Grab a hold of whatever you can and then lift a little bit here. Good, and then release. One more time. Inhale, breath, reach out. And then exhale, flex the foot, bend the knee, head up, and then grab a hold. This time a little more push up with that foot. And then option, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Steady balance. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, breath, release. Slowly stretch it out here. Inhale. Exhale. Now take that right hand, set it in front of the left. Bend the knee. You're going to bring that knee underneath and then set it right here in between the hands and kind of bring your foot off the mat and then just collapse your chest down over the thigh. However far you can go, that's where you go. And again, you can shift a little bit your body weight from side to side if that feels good. You may want to just go right into pigeon and hang out and breathe. So when I say you're searching for that sweet spot, what I mean is you're just looking for where your body is tight and probably most needs that stretch, and you'll know when you're there. It's like, oh, that's it. It feels good. Kind of hurts, but I kind of need it. Kind of need to loosen that up. We don't want muscles restricting our mobility. Inhale, breath here. And then exhale, breath out. Again, inhale, breath. And then exhale, breath out. You know, slowly slide the hands back beside your knee and then press up to straight arms. Inhale, breath. Exhale, tuck your toes under and back, straighten the leg, lift the hips, step back into down dog, and then walk it out here, shifting the weight back and forth from foot to foot. Should feel good. And once again, anytime your arms get tired in this down dog, and I know it takes a lot of shoulder strength if you're not used to it, just come into child's pose, hang out for a couple breaths, and just join back in whenever you're ready. All right, super straight legs, feet together, maybe walk the hands out a little bit farther. Big inhale breath here. And then exhale. Now from here, we're gonna drop it down into dolphin stretch. So it looks like down dog, but you're just resting on the forearms. So elbows are out, hands together, and then your head is kind of behind the line of the elbows. We're gonna alternate leg lifts, go right leg. Inhale as you reach the toes back and up. However high you go, that's just where you go. Exhale breath, keep your hips up, but just lower that leg down. Set your foot next to the left. Here we go, left leg up, inhale. And then exhale breath, lower down. Do it once more, each side, right leg goes up, inhale. Exhale breath, lower down. Left leg up, inhale breath. And then exhale breath, lower down. Stay here for one breath, inhale. Exhale. Good, now lift your head up. Can you go right back up into down dog? So straight arms. And then we're gonna do three-leg dog here. We already kind of prepped, doing it in dolphin. So right leg goes up, inhale, stretch that leg up high. Now exhale, keep your leg up there, flex the foot, bend the knee, open up your pelvis to the back of the room. So take a little peek underneath your right arm there. Circle your right ankle around. Go the other way. Good, now square up hips and shoulders and extend the right leg back up straight. Inhale. And then exhale breath, lower that foot down next to the other. Let's do the same thing. Left leg goes up, inhale breath. Exhale, keep your leg up there, flex the foot, bend the knee, and then open up your hips to face the left side. So you take a little peek underneath your left arm here. Circle your ankle around. Other way. Good, now square it back up. Kick your leg up straight, inhale, breath. Exhale, breath, lower the foot back down next to the other. Now from here, lift your head up, shift it into plank. Top of a push-up, inhale. Exhale, breath, lower the knees, uncurl your toes. And I want you to come all the way down to your stomach. I'm gonna back up just a little bit because I just have this, always have this hunch that I'm getting out of that camera. Okay, and hopefully I won't smush the battery pack right here. Okay, hands are gonna be off the mat. Keep the tops of your feet down. And then you're gonna lift up here and just hold with back strength. So inhale, breath, hold it here. Exhale, breath, extend those arms back behind you if you can, interlace. Chest up more, inhale, look forwards. And then exhale, breath, release, and just stack the hands, rest the forehead right there on top. want you to bend the knees and flex your feet. You're going to let the legs drop from side to side, and it's okay to even let the hips kind of lift up a bit as you rock from one side to the other. So I'll just call these windshield wiper legs, just going back and forth. Unless you have a Mercedes, I think they go like this, right? They have a wonky way. Some cars have a wonky way of windshield wipers, but most of them go this way together and that way together. All right, extend the legs back out, and let's just do that back strengthener one more time. So bring the arms out, lift the head up, keep the tops of the feet down. Inhale, breath, lift up. Exhale, stay there. And then sweep those arms around behind. Let's interlace the other way with your fingers. Inhale, breath. Chest up, chin up. Hold it there. Good, and then release. Bring the hands right there, and then rest your forehead right on top. And then bend the knees again. Flex the feet. Windshield wiper legs. Drop them left to right, back and forth. Just let your hips be relaxed. It's okay if the one pops up as the legs are dropping over to the one side. Good, and then just extend the legs back out. Bring the hands right underneath your shoulders here, elbows in close. Inhale, breath, lift up. And then exhale, breath, tuck your chin around the back and push all the way back into extended child's pose stretch. Good, now come back up, and you're going to tuck the toes under and back. Take an inhale breath. On the exhale breath, lift the knees up, maybe just about a foot, so we're not going all the way to straight. Now from here, push your sit bones straight back. Try to bring your head right between the arms. Try to feel your belly kind of pressing right there on top of the thighs. But what you really feel is a deep Achilles tendon stretch. So the knees are bent still. Inhale. Now exhale, straighten the legs up, up, up. And then melt your heels down to the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Good, now slowly walk your hands all the way back to your feet, and you're going to come into a forward fold. So I want you to walk your legs all the way out, or your feet out to the edges of the mat. Soften the knees, means they're just a little bit bent, and let your head hang heavy. And then you can grab your elbows right there, kind of make a frame for your face. So just imagine that your arms and that your head weigh a ton, and it's just pulling on your spine. It's lengthening the vertebrae down, just opposing what gravity does all day long to us, doing a little opposite. And you can swing and sway from side to side. So as you swing and sway, I want you to bring your left elbow over towards your left thigh or knee or shin, and then kind of open up, taking a little peek underneath your right arm as that right elbow pulls out to the side. Then come through the middle and do the other way. So we go this way now. Take a little peek and then swing through the middle. So just a little bit of torso rotation in this upside down manner. Oh, should feel good. One more time each way. Okay, now release the hands down to the mat. I want you to straighten the legs if you can, and slide your hands up the shin bones just below those knees there, and then look forwards. And then exhale. You can soften the knees to lessen the stretch there, or if you're ready, you can keep the legs straight and just come right back down into forward fold. So do that again. Inhale, breath, half lift. So anytime I say half lift, it just means this. We just come up where that back is parallel to the floor. You're looking out at the end of the mat. And then you come back into forward fold. One more time, inhale, half lift. So push against those shin bones. It's like you're trying to lengthen your spine from the tail right out through the crown of the head. And then exhale, breath, release. And then reverse swan dive. Inhale, breath all the way up to the top we go. Exhale, hands pull through to heart center, and every time you do that, it's an opportunity to just be mindful of your posture. Kind of tuck the tail, draw the belly in, shoulders back and down, chin level, eyes forwards. I know it's a lot to think about, but if you think about it now, it will become an automatic when you are just out and about not thinking. We want it to become kind of grounded in our subconscious neural pathways. Inhale, breath up, we go again. Exhale, pull the hands through the heart center. And inhale, breath, arms up. Exhale, breath, flat back, forward fold. So anytime we do forward fold, feel free to bend the knees. When I say soften the knees, it means that. So you can soften the knees and come on down. Inhale, breath, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale, breath to the top. Exhale, pull through. Inhale, breath up. Exhale, breath, flat back, forward fold. Come on down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat. Now from here, you're gonna hand walk for 4, 3, 2, 1. In plank, top of a push-up, inhale, breath. Exhale, bring your right knee to the middle of the mat right there. And then I want you to take it into a gate pose stretch. So just turn your body to the left leg reaching long, left arm reaching over the ear. Take a big inhale breath right here. Exhale, stay. Good, now turn and face the mat. Step that right foot back, inhale. Now exhale, bring the left knee to the middle. Gate pose on the other side. So I'm turning my back to you. Right leg and right arm reaching long away from one another. Big inhale breath here. Exhale, lengthen. Push the pelvis forwards once again. Inhale. Exhale. Good, now turn and face the mat. Tuck the toes under and back. And then step back into downward facing dog. Hand walk 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. From here, reverse swan dive. Inhale, up to the top we go. Exhale, hands pull through to heart center. Inhale, breath, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it out to plank, top of a push-up again. Inhale, breath here. Now exhale, you can do a one-arm side plank so both legs are straight. Or if you want, just drop down to the knee like we did just before this. So inhale, breath, push those hips up, look up. Exhale, stay there. Once again, inhale. And then exhale, breath, turn to look at the mat. Step back into plank, inhale. Now exhale, you can either drop the left knee down or keep both legs straight. And then we just go into one arm side plank over here. Right arm over the ear, inhale. Exhale, lift the hips up higher. Turn the head to look up. One more inhale breath here. And then exhale breath, turn to face the mat. Inhale breath. Exhale, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. And then walk it all the way back, forehand walks to get back into forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale to the top. Exhale, pull through. How we doing? Inhale, up to the top we go. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it out to plank, top of a push-up. Inhale, breath here. Exhale, lift the right leg up and just go right away into three-leg dog with that leg going up to the ceiling as best as you can. Now, if you want to modify this, just drop to the left knee. Inhale, breath, right leg goes up. Exhale, breath, come to plank. Bring the right knee to the right elbow. Squeeze your core. Go back up. Inhale, breath, three-leg dog up. Exhale, breath. Come to plank. This time the knee comes right underneath here. Forehead to the knee. Squeeze your abs. Go back up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Come to plank. Bring the knee under. This time we go to the opposite elbow there. And then one more time. Inhale, breath. Reach up with the toes. And then exhale, breath. You're going to come to plank. You're going to bring the knee under. And then you're going to shoot your leg out over there. Just like that. Nice and straight. Then you're going to stretch that left arm. And you're going to turn the body. Inhale, breath. Exhale it out. Stay there. Inhale. Exhale. Now turn to face the mat. Your leg is still there, right? Bring it into pigeon. It's gonna feel good. Relax your chest right over that thigh. You can slide the hands out a little further there if you want. You could make a little stack here with your fists and then just kind of rest your forehead there on top. So that's one way, or you can stack the hands, or you can just bring that forehead all the way down to the mat. Walk those hands out in front. Okay, now slide your hands back right beside that knee. Inhale, breath, push up. Exhale, tuck your toes under and straighten that leg up. And then from here, if you can, let's go right back up into a three-leg dog. Shoot those legs up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, breath. Lower your leg back down. Set the feet together. And then you're going to hand walk. 1, 2, 3, 4 into forward fold. Good. Now inhale, breath. Reverse swan dive all the way up to the top we go. Exhale, relax your shoulders, pull your chin back, drop the tail down from the belly. Do that one more time. Inhale, breath, up we go. And then exhale, breath, hands pull through to heart center. And inhale, up. Exhale, breath, flat back, forward fold, come on down. Inhale, breath, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now hand walk 4 steps out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at the top of a push-up in your plank. Take an inhale breath, lift your left leg up now. And then exhale, let's go right up into downward dog with one leg up. We call it 3-leg dog. So if you want to modify, just drop down onto that right knee. Show me your best split here. Wish I could see it. So inhale, breath. On the exhale breath, you're going to shift it into plank. So drop your hips, bend your left knee high on the side and bring it up here towards your triceps. Hold it. This is a good core exercise. Go back up, inhale. Exhale, come to plank. Bring the knee right underneath. Round the back, squeeze your abs. Inhale, breath again. Up you go. Exhale, come to plank. Bring the knee under and angle it across. See if you can touch your right elbow. And then last one, inhale, breath, up we go. And then exhale, this time come to plank. Bring your knee underneath the hip. Now shoot your leg over there to the right side. The leg is straight. And then all you're going to do is unload that hand and then stretch this arm over your ear. Lift your hips up. Look up, inhale, breath. Exhale. Feels good. Inhale one more time. Stay there. Now exhale, breath. Turn your head and look down at the mat. Put your hand right there. Keep your leg right there. Can you bring now your knee in between the hands? And everybody said, ah. Wish I could hear that again. Just say ah in the comments. Ah. It's usually where everybody says that. Okay, so just melt your body into pigeon. Relax your head down towards the mat. Take a big inhale. And then exhale it out. Alrighty, bring the hands right back beside your knee. Straighten out those arms. Head comes up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, toes tuck under. Straighten your leg. Hips go up. Let's do one more 3-leg dog here. Shoot your toes up. Beautiful stretch here. Inhale. And then exhale, set your foot down next to the right. And then hand walk back to forward fold. So it's 1, it's 2, 3, and 4. Good, now reverse swan dive. Inhale to the top. Exhale, hands pull through to heart center. Do that one more time. Inhale, breath up. Exhale, draw the hands through to heart center. Good, now just relax the arms down. Roll your shoulders around. And just kind of loose and relaxed. So we're going to come down to the mat now and I'm going to turn my mat a little more just away, like that. So make your way on down to the mat. If you've got something to sip on, get that. I'm going to just turn it down a little bit. You got to figure out what's just the perfect, volume. Of course, I have big ideas of making all this like a gazillion times better, but certainly come a long way if you've been with us since the very beginning. Oh my gosh. Some of you that are kind of new in this group, you need to go scroll all the way to the bottom and watch the very first video, the very first live stream. And then you'll appreciate this. Not that you don't, but it's like, oh my goodness. I could write a book on everything not to do when live streaming. That's what I'm going to do next year. Try to help others. I want you to have your foam rollers. Ooh, don't move fast, because if I move fast, that's when the focus freaks out. But I think I'm focused still. Have your foam rollers close. Not just yet, though. Okay, this is a move that I have done before, and it's excellent for loosening up the hips. How many of you feel kind of locked up in the hips? If you sit a lot, these hip flexors right here get super, super tight, and then when you stand up, it's like they don't want to release, so it's going to tilt your pelvis forwards. So we really want to kind of open those up and just loosen up all of the connective tissues around the pelvic girdle. And there's a lot of them. Trust me, there's a lot that can go wrong. So we want to try to maintain our flexibility and range of motion in the hips and not get locked up there. So what you're going to do, it's not going to be very graceful, but it's not about that. It's about function and what's going to feel good and be good for your body. So the legs are out kind of wide, toes slightly out, so definitely wider than your hips. And then bring your hands back behind you here. So you don't want to be all the way straight up like that. So kind of, back on this diagonal. So kind of just place those hands slightly back. And then I want you to just let the legs together fall over here to the right. So notice my left cheek, maybe you can see it, maybe not, but it's coming up a little bit off the floor, and that's okay, but I'm trying to keep my hands down. So don't let your upper body follow. Don't let it go with it. You just try to stay put with your arms and your shoulders. Now inhale, breath back to the center. Exhale, breath, lower both knees over here to the left side. Right cheek comes up. So right away, you're probably already feeling a peculiar stretch, like none before, right? Kind of in the center of your glutes. So these are the rotators of your hips that are being stretched. It may feel a little funky, a little torquey on the knee. Maybe flex the feet to help sort of minimize that sensation, and then come back up, inhale. And again, exhale, breath. Lower over to the right. And you might find one side's better than the other. Like you can just go way down, no problem, no restrictions. And then we come up here, inhale, and then exhale. It's like on this side, for me, it's kind of like, uh-oh, what is going on in that right hip? Something's going on. Yes, even I have messed up stuff. But we just deal with it and we do what we can. There's a lot that we can do for our bodies to help our bodies feel better. So a couple more. Inhale up. And then exhale, drop your knees over here to the right side. and try to relax. So initially, sometimes when you go into a stretch that's a little bit like tender, your muscles have this protective mechanism. It's called the stretch reflex mechanism, and they'll just sort of, tighten everything up around there. So you have to consciously relax. So just stay there, inhale, breath. And on an exhale, try to relax all those muscles around those sit bones. It's right there. That's where that stretch is happening. Good, and then one more time this way. Inhale, breath, knees up. And then exhale, drop your knees over here to the left. So try to get the knees all the way down if you can. So the more stretch is going to be felt in the right leg. Not the leg, but the right leg that's down. It's going to be right there in the glutes, just almost dead center in the pelvic girdle there. It's almost hard to describe where you feel it, but you should be feeling a little something in there. So we're just doing internal rotation of that femur, that big bone, that big thigh bone. All right, now come back here. Now you're going to even walk the legs out wider. You're going to kind of look like a spider here maybe. So as best as you can. This might be difficult if you have a wall by chance. I mean, I've got a wall right here, so that makes it easy. So if you've got one, you could just kind of put your back up against the wall and you might find this to be more comfortable. But if you don't need a wall, you can just come away from it. But the legs are out as best as you can. The knees are up. So you might be here. Your legs might be more straight. You might just be there. So anywhere along this continuum, because we've got everybody, all ages, sizes, everything, fitness levels in this group, and there's no reason we can't all hang out together and do this. So here's kind of like level 1, here, here, here. So I'm using my arms to kind of brace so that the knees don't collapse in like that. So inhale, breath. Feet are flexed. See, the feet are flexed, toes are up. Now exhale, breath. Drop your chest down, but don't let your knees go with you. Just press them back with your elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Okay, now come back up, inhale, breath. And again, exhale, breath. Lower the chest over, let your head drop, and you can even push those knees further back that way with your elbows and your forearms. Good, and then come back up. Now let's just extend the legs out straight. So wherever you are, from here to here, 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 however far out you can go, keeping the legs straight and comfortably so. So hands are right here on the insides of the legs. Inhale, breath. On the exhale, breath. You're going to lean forwards. This time it's with a flat, straight back, coming out with your chest dropping over the mat. So if you need to put your hands there to kind of help prevent yourself from face planting, then do that. Or just come on down, however far feels good for your body. Okay, now slowly bring it back up. Now I want you to rock back a little bit and then bend that right knee and bring your foot into the back of your thigh. You're going to take this right arm straight up over the head here, inhale. On an exhale breath, slide this left hand, so the palm is up, slide it down the shin bone towards your ankle, maybe your foot, maybe you can grab a toe, maybe you're just right here, and that's fine. You might be feeling a great stretch there, that's what I want. But if you're able to come over more, just keep on reaching, reaching, reaching. Be nice if somebody was over there to grab your wrist and pull, but just imagine that, and then maybe grab a hold of your own foot and just stretch. Good, now slowly come back up, inhale, breath, reaching this right arm up. Good, exhale, and then just kind of lean back a little bit, straighten the right leg out, bring the left knee in here, all the way against that inner thigh up close to the groin. And then inhale, breath, float the left arm straight up. Exhale, lengthen up. Again, imagine somebody's up there and they're pulling your wrist up and over that way, lengthening this whole lateral torso. So do your best not to collapse in that way. That's kind of the default. I want you to try to keep your chest facing front and slide that hand down. So wherever you go, if it's to the knee, that's fine. Shin, mid-shin, ankle, foot, toes, or beyond. And then just breathe. And then slowly come back up, inhale, breath. Exhale it out, and then just lean back, and then extend the legs out, and then shake, 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 bringing your legs together all the way. Okay, so we're going to do a stretch for the quads and hip flexors because that's all tied into that kind of locked up hips thing. So I hope that your mat is cushy and that it's not just like a thin one right on top of concrete. You always want to have like a towel or something, or just you could even double up your mat like this if you don't have a cushy one, and just that way you've got a little extra padding. So I want you to put your left knee right there on the padded part and then just swing your right foot here in front. So right now it just kind of looks like two perfect right angles, right? So square the hips straight ahead, and I want you to just tuck the tail under. So it's not like we're going way forwards, at least not yet in this lunge. It's more about, let's try to draw the pelvis under and stretch out that hip flexor. So you want to squeeze this glute muscle. Now, inhale, breath. Maintain that. Exhale, start to push forwards a little bit. It might not take much at all to feel that wonderful stretch through the hip flexors. If you need to kind of crawl your toes out a little further, go right ahead. Now see if you can stretch that left arm all the way up over your head. Inhale. Exhale, maintain that tightening glute, and then let's do a little bit of a side lean over to the right. Wherever this right hand wants to be, that's fine. You can have it on the floor, on your thigh, on the wall, behind your back. Just stretching out this whole lateral torso. Stay there, one more breath, inhale. And exhale it out. Good, now come back up. And then we're gonna just switch sides. So reach down with your hands, straighten that right leg out, and then just switch. Put the right knee there, step the left foot out here in front. So initially, again, you start just kind of like in two perfect right angles in the legs. And then we want to just work on kind of setting the pelvis. So here's what happens when you sit all day long and then you stand up. You stand up and you're kind of like this. Not really, that's an exaggeration, but it's like these are so tight, it's pulling. You can see that, right? It's pulling the pelvis that way. So we want to counter that by going the other direction. So tucking the tail down and even under, feeling that wonderful pull through this right hip and right quad, tightening up in your right glutes. Shoulders back and down, look straight ahead, inhale, breath. Now maintaining all of that, exhale, just start to shift forwards a little bit. So push that knee forwards, bring your chest back. If you do that, if you're here, you won't feel it as much. So bringing that chest just slightly back increases that stretch. Now let's take that right arm up, inhale, breath. And then exhale, a little side lean over to the left side. So hand can be here, hand can be there, here, here, just wherever you would like. Push the knee forwards a little more. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Good, and then come back up. Good, and then hands here on the mat. And then just bring your knees back together. Come off your little folded part if you did that. Stretch your mat out. And then you're gonna grab your foam roller. Some of you have a long one. So if you do, I wanna just show you one cool thing that you can do with a longer one. It kind of works on the smaller one. Like my smaller one is just barely enough room for my buttocks, you know. I might fall off the edge of it if I do what I'm about to show you. But this is a great stretch to do if you ever wake up and your back, you know, we've all done this. We wake up and it's like, oh my gosh, what did I do to my back? You know, maybe you just lifted a lot of things the day before. So what you want to do is you want to get your foam roller here. So underneath your knees, right? And then you're going to come down onto your back. Then you're going to kind of roll it in. You're going to lift your hips up and then set your bum right on top of the roller. So just right away here, that probably feels good. I want you to stretch the arms over your head and just relax. Feel that blood already starting to rush back down towards the solar plexus, the heart, the head. Body's not having to work to get it back upstream, which is a lot of work for your body. So sometimes it's good to get a little bit inverted, maybe even do like legs up the wall. If you come home, you've been on your feet all day, right? Belle was telling me that the other day. Belle is she is our senior most woman, Wonder Woman. But she said she used to come home after, you know, just standing on her feet all day in the operating room and put her legs up, and it just felt like heaven. And then she'd take a nap, and it's like, oh, I can so relate to that. All right, so stay here for one inhale breath. And then on the exhale breath, I want you to bring your right knee in, grab a hold of it with your right hand, and then bring your left knee in. Now, if you feel like that roller is about to scoot out from under you, all you got to do is just lift your hips, roll it in a little closer. So maybe now it's at the top of the buttocks, but once you come here, it's going to be in a good position. And then just wrap those hands around your legs. So far this will work on the smaller roller, but I'm going to show you something else we're going to do. And that's why you would want a longer one. So just a little ever so slight rock from left to right. So that roller is kind of massaging the very top of those gluteal muscles where they insert at the very top there in the lower back. All right, so just place the hands. Now I like to just kind of hold the edges of the roller here like this. So I'm going to just roll my knees over to the right. So now that roller is just kind of smushing up into the TFL. It's called TFL. Don't you just love acronyms? And I hate it when people use acronyms and you have no clue what they're talking about. But anyways, it's the tensor fascia lata, which sounds like an Italian yummy dish, but it's not. It's a muscle right there. So drop your knees over to the other side and get your tensor fascia lata cooking. And then inhale breath, bring your knees up. Exhale breath, drop your knees again over to the right. Oh, it just smushes right up in there. Now you could just stretch one leg out straight, so now there's more weight. And with your hands holding on, you're getting a little bit of a chest, shoulder stretch. Bend your left knee, come back up, inhale breath. Exhale breath, drop your knees over here to the left. And then if you can, I can't because the wall's in the way. Well, I could do it over here, maybe, sorta. And then just breathe. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring the knees together. And then come right back up. So it's just a great way as you roll from side to side. Again, just to get right into that outer, it's really like the outer glute. It's getting the glute medius and that muscle right there on the side. And you find that sweet spot for you. Again, you kind of move it around. Maybe you come a little lower, a little higher. Shift that body around ever so slightly and find where that hot spot is on you. That hot spot is typically a bundle of muscle fibers that are all balled up and spasmed. We want to unspasm them. We want to smash it out. All right, so set your feet back down. Now keep that foam roller right underneath your hips and then soles of the feet together. Knees fall out. So we're in butterfly stretch. Now reach those arms over your head. Inhale. And then exhale, relax. Just allow gravity to open up the hips here. So those knees just fall out. You can use your hands if you want to press a little bit, but usually just gravity alone is enough. And once more, inhale. And exhale it out. Okay, now bring your knees together. And then lift your hips up just enough to push that roller out of the way. And then bring your knees into your chest and then rock side to side there. Good, grab behind, tuck your chin, just push it away a little bit. Rock and roll from back to front. A couple times here. And then come up. Okay, one more with the roller. So this is for the calf muscles. And you can use the long one or you can use the short one, whatever you've got. It's not like y'all have 10,000 like I've got. So here is how we're going to get those calves. So typically, and it's a bit harder, you know, you got to hold all your body weight up and you're rolling like this or you're doing one leg at a time. Well, let's try it another way. Let's try it this way. So you're going to come up on your knees. You're going to just roll that roller right into the nook there. Then I want you to tuck your toes under and back. So we'll do that first because that kind of lessens the intensity of it. And then you're just going to sit your hamstrings on top until you feel just enough pressure that you can stand. So my calves are like, I think they're the tightest muscle in my whole being. So when I do this, it's like, but for some people, I've seen some people with a super hard roller do this with all their weight and they're just like, I don't feel anything. And so, you know, doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong or right. It's just everybody's different and we've just got to honor our bodies. And, you know, for some people, this might be very useful and very needed. If you wear heels, you need this. Hopefully none of you are wearing stiletto heels every day to work, especially now in quarantine. All right, so how's that feeling? So let's try it without the toes tucked under. So just flatten the feet. And now when you sit back, it's just like it mashes deeper in there because the muscles aren't so taut when the toes are tucked under. It stretches the soleus and the gastroc. So you want to just let them really push now into those calves. And you can do a little side, shouldn't be doing this on this rumble roller. This rumble roller is murder. Little side to side. And then you can come up and maybe roll it down a little bit more towards kind of the mid calf. It's going to feel different there. If you want to minimize the pressure, just come forwards. If you want more pressure, come up and like sit heavy all the way on that roller. I'm just going to come right here because it's a lot for my calves. And then lastly, just a little bit more. You don't want to be right on the Achilles tendon. Never do that. You just want to be on soft tissue. So you want to be on the calf, like kind of right where it inserts. So some people you've seen those calf muscles that are just beautiful. It looks like a little teardrop. And then they've got this nice long tendon, long kind of skinny ankle. And then some people it's just like big all the way down. So we all have different tendon lengths. Tendon is what connects the muscle to the bone. And so that's going to dictate the shape of your muscles. So some people, you know, there was a bodybuilder years ago. She really inspired me back in the early 80s. Her name was Rachel McLish. And this was before bodybuilding got gross for women. But she would do this bicep flex. And she just had the most perfect little, it was like a little lemon or a little orange underneath. I mean, but not too much, you know, but it was just real defined. And then I, you know, was kind of researching that, like, how do you get that? And I realized, well, she just has a different genetic tendency as far as her tendon length. So she has a very long tendon. So there's just a short area of muscle. If you have like a very short tendon, then it's more of like just this big mound. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm talking about biceps while we're like smashing out our calves. How. But I hope that feels good for you. So sometimes at the end of a long day, this might be just what your calves are needing. So there you go for that. Now, if you've got 2 balls, I'm going to show you 2 quick things. So we did it before, but you know, I mean, it's not like you brush your teeth once and never do it again. A lot of what I'm going to be going over in these classes, I mean, I hear it. I've been hearing it for 40 years, and it never hurts to hear it again, you know, or hearing it in a new way, or just being reminded that we need to do this. But I want you to take each ball. So these are pretty squishy. Again, these came from the Dollar Tree. And then you're going to put one right underneath that cheek, and then kind of lift up and put one underneath that cheek. Now, if it's too much, you know, you just kind of lift more of your body weight up off of it using your legs and your arms. If you want more pressure, then you just kind of sink heavier. Now every now and then you got to kind of reach down there and scooch it back into place. So you can rock a little bit from front to back like that. And then a little bit sort of like a waggle of your hips from side to side like that. And then circling around. So you're trying to really get into that piriformis muscle, which is deep in the center of the glutes. And that again, in, you know, maybe 30-40% of the population, it houses that sciatic nerve bundle. So it goes right through those muscle fibers. And if that muscle is super, super tight, it's going to kind of strangle and irritate those nerve endings, causing all kinds of pain in the back of your leg and in your back. So how's that feel? All right, and you could do the same thing with your calves, right? So like we just did with the roller, you can take the two balls and just tuck them in right behind the knee there. Tuck it in real close, and then just kind of sit back. Ooh, oh my goodness. These are almost too small. I would probably go for a bigger ball, but you know, they come in all different sizes. Wow. Wow, that's intense. Okay, and then lastly, just to show you this, I know not everybody has one of these handy. You know, I wonder if the soap on a rope would work, though, now that I'm thinking about it, because that's exactly what it looks like. I mean, isn't the soap in a ball? I mean, why not? This thing's pretty hard. It's like a lacrosse ball. Anyhow, so maybe give that a try. You would just get soapy stuff, though, on your wall. It's the only thing. So I'm going to drop it down kind of right here. Believe it or not, my low back really is sore. My other job, I only have two now. It's just y'all and Stretch Lab. But at Stretch Lab, and that's about 16, 18 hours a week, I am stretching people out like all day long. And it's just all of us, even the youngsters that are super fit and the men, our backs are killing us. So right here, there's a muscle called the QL, or the quadratus lumborum. There I go again with acronyms, but it just makes it easier to say QL. So you want to kind of put it right there, but again, not on your back, because it's just way too much pressure. So I'm going to kind of hold it here so it doesn't drop too low. And then I'm just going to kind of walk my on the wall, right? And then I'm just going to find that spot and then just kind of massage that muscle. And you can kind of go around in circles. You can go back and forth like that. So you're just moving your body, articulating, you know, where you go with your body in order to put that ball in the right place. So what's nice about this rope here is that it either slides up or it slides down. It runs away from you. So it's on a leash. It's like you can't go anywhere. I gotcha. Oh, and you can get kind of high on that outer glute, which ties into that QL muscle. It just feels really good. I think I'm going to take this with me in the car. I hate sitting and driving for 9 hours. But stuff like this, and then I've got my little peanut that has a vibrating motor in there. I take that with me on long road trips and just put it all over the place so that I don't get too tight and try to get out and walk every now and then. And then just do the other side so you're even if the other side isn't hurting. You want to do equal treatment on both sides, you know, just to even up the score there. You don't want your left side going, hey, what about me? I don't hurt, but I sure would like that little massage. And then again, it's kind of falling down, so I'm going to lift it up a little bit. I thought too, this, I guess this could be kind of a weapon too. Not that you would ever want to have to use that, but it's pretty hard. I think you could probably club somebody's head. Okay, well, thank you for joining, and I hope that the focus was good. I'm going to walk slowly up to the camera, because I think it's the moving back and forth and out and in of the camera that causes it to get unfocused. So we'll see if that worked today. And I kind of created a rainbow aura around here. That was one of the quote frames that Facebook has. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, Lord willing.